I have to say, I never thought I'd be doing this video today, but it looks like BlockFi clients are going to be made whole. Several months ago, I received an email that the wallet holders would be able to distribute their money outside of BlockFi to basically take it and transfer it to another exchange. And to be honest, I thought, okay, well, the wallet holders are going to be made whole, but the interest-bearing accounts, they're going to be holding the bag. And to be honest, most people were on BlockFi because of the interest-bearing accounts. If you were just in a wallet, you might as well just have essentially been in another exchange. It was really the advantage of being able to turn your crypto into cash flow, right? Your crypto into cash flow. In that, you could lend your crypto out and receive money. Just like in a brokerage account, with many of the brokers, you can do something called securities lending, where you can loan your stock out and then receive income. Or in a brokerage account, you're going to receive dividends or option premium. But it's a way, in real estate, if you have tenants, you're going to receive cash flow. So it was a way to turn this, what many viewed as kind of the greater fool theory in crypto, of just, okay, you're going to buy it at $100, sell it to someone else for 200, or you're going to buy it at 200, sell it to someone else for 300, and actually turn it into a cash flowing asset. And it was wonderful. I was making several $100s a month in Bitcoin and other forms of crypto. And then I was using that, being the devotee of compound interest, using that interest income to dollar cost into crypto, which generally, when you look at a backtest calculator in almost any asset, when you dollar cost average, it generally really boosts returns. So it was a wonderful situation. And, I really enjoyed BlockFi over the other exchanges. So anyways, when they announced the wallet, I said, well, who would, be in BlockFi and just be in a wallet? You want it to be in the interest-bearing account. But anyways, lo and behold, yesterday I received this email and I was quite shocked. And what's interesting, before I read the email, is just yesterday morning I was reading an article before I received this email that Sam Bankman-Fried, that it looked like, due to the rise in the crypto market and the really capable sleuthing, if you will, of the bankruptcy attorneys, that they were able to track down a lot of the assets, that it looks like many people, or most people, are going to be made whole, or mostly whole, from FTX and Alameda and BlockFi and such. And I believe that Sam Bankman-Fried's attorney, this is what the article said at least, is going to argue for a reduced sentence, because the government wants 100 years, based on the fact they're going to say it's an almost victimless crime if everyone is made whole. And that was what he was been asserting the whole time, that the money is there. And so we'll see how that plays out. So sort of a different topic, right? But anyway, so let's get into this. Let's go one more here. There we go. Okay. You have been identified as an eligible client to begin withdrawing digital assets from your BlockFi estate accounts. As authorized on January 17th, 2024, the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of New Jersey granted relief necessary for BlockFi to commence interim estate distributions. You can now log into your BlockFi account on a web browser and navigate to your dashboard to see the currencies and amounts that are currently available for withdrawal. You will need to take the following steps in order to facilitate a withdrawal from a digital wallet. And so, create an external wallet. So you need to have an account with another exchange to be able to transfer the cryptocurrency there. And then basically you have to then add the addresses into BlockFi for the other exchanges on the allow listing. And then it has to wait for a week. And then you have to identify your identity verification process, which I think I had to do when I opened it, and you have to log on and show your driver's license, and just to prevent fraud. So anyways, as soon as I read this email, I obviously logged into my BlockFi account, which I hadn't logged in a long while. And so you can see total claims right here, 59,133.68. current distributable value, which is the amount that they've basically put back into the account, withdrawable balances. Now, it's not apples to apples here because of the fluctuating price of Bitcoin. So you can see total claims. Now, how did they get this number? So I had 3 Bitcoin, 1 Ethereum, and some GUSD and such. The value today of those assets would be a lot more than 59,000. You take the 3 Bitcoin, that would be 210,000, right? About 70,000 right now. But the reason that they came up with this number is if you look at the historical price of crypto when this happened, this was November 10th, November 14th of 2022. So when you go on Google and you type in November 10th price of Bitcoin or November 14th or November 20th, Bitcoin at that time was around 16, 17,000 because again, the Sam Bankman-Fried situation unfolded and so on and so forth. So when the bankruptcy attorneys took this over, they based people's claims on the price of their cryptocurrency at that time. And the term that Zach Prince used here is they dollarized it because that's how it's done in traditional bankruptcy proceedings. This is one of the first, or the last few years have only been these crypto type bankruptcy proceedings where they're going to base it on US dollars, not on the value of the crypto. Now, again, it could have gone the other way. The value of Bitcoin at the time, was let's say 16, 17, 18,000. Bitcoin today could be worth $10,000, $8,000, and therefore the claim would be more than the value of if they had, given me crypto. So I can imagine people here will be a little upset. I'm personally not, because this was the value of the account essentially when everything happened. And sure, would it be amazing to get those 3 Bitcoin back? Yeah, but it's not going to happen, 1. And 2, I had written this down to 0. I had about 60,000 at the time when this happened. And, and I just thought, okay. I remember Meet Kevin is a financial YouTuber, and I think he had about 400, 450. And he also kind of just wrote it down to 0. But again, so let's just take a look here. So you can see they're doing 16,224. So they're calculating this amount equals this. So this is like the first, what I think is the first tranche. Now, they're not saying that they're definitely going to get people 100%, but it looks like it's going to be more than just this first distribution as they go through the bankruptcy proceeding. But you can see here 0.33 of Bitcoin and 0.13 of Ethereum. And then this is GUSD, so this is cash. And then this is also cash. So you take, let's just take the 0.13 Ethereum. So that's $500 in Ethereum and nearly $23,000. So again, they're saying it's worth 16,000. That's obviously crypto is fluctuating, but it's a little bit more than that. My total claim is 60. I think at the end of the day, if crypto if Bitcoin stays where it is now in that range, I'll probably get between 60 to 80,000 back. And but again, that's just, and then that's assuming that they're going to be able to do 100%, which isn't guaranteed. So look, you can go here, and you can see this is the last statement before. Oh, go back here. Actually, I don't think I can pull that up, but it's the last statement before, and it just shows that I had like 3.3 Bitcoin and 1 Ethereum, that I made about $140 that particular month. So, so then I just was like poking around here, and I actually came across Zach Prince. There was Zach, and there was a woman, Flores. I can't remember exactly. Again, I'm going back to 2022, and I was just, because I went back to see when all this happened. So you see, his last post is November 14th of 2022. And again, if you look at the historical price of Bitcoin around this time, the 10th, they did a post on the 10th. it's going to be 17, 16,000 in that range. But then I saw that he posted for the first time since then. So I just wanted to read this here. I'm starting a new role. We'll be announcing it publicly tomorrow. In advance of that, given that I've been off Twitter for a bit in order to let BlockFi's bankruptcy process evolve without distraction, I wanted to share a few thoughts about BlockFi and what I've learned. Seeing the company I founded end in bankruptcy was devastating, but the hardest part was knowing that the event caused distress for BlockFi's clients, employees, investors, and partners. Every action I've taken since filing for bankruptcy has been with the focus of recovering as much value as possible for BlockFi clients. I've had a lot of time to reflect on things that I could have done better or differently, and of course, with hindsight being 2020, there are plenty of things I would change. However, the single most important decision to change was also the most elusive: identifying the fraud at FTX and avoiding the exposure that we had on to their platform. And again, just to go back here, memory lane, really, BlockFi is a victim of FTX, Alameda, and Sam Bankman-Fried in that they were looking for funding like many companies do. I mean, you can even go back and find videos of Elon Musk saying, well, at Tesla, we were a few months away from running out of cash. So in the crypto winter, they were looking for some funding. Sam Bankman-Fried stepped in. And then so because of that relationship, they started making loans to FTX and Alameda. And, if Sam Bankman-Fried hadn't come in, let's say it was another Sequoia Capital or some, big investment firm that wasn't FTX or Alameda, again, it's impossible to say, but likely BlockFi would still be here. So to me, Zach Prince is as much of a victim, not a villain, as all of their clients. I testified at the SBF trial, which was helpful in terms of enabling justice through a guilty verdict. But the real goal and focus for me and the remaining BlockFi team was and remains to return as much value to clients as possible. Distributions for BlockFi wallet account holders have already taken place at 100% recovery, and I talked about that earlier in the video, that the wallet holders, but again, and this is my 2 cents, this isn't, maybe Zach would disagree, but, I think the appeal of BlockFi was their interest-bearing accounts. But it's a good thing. Initial distributions for interest account clients started recently and have the potential to reach 100%, but the final amount won't be known or distributed until the distributions occur from the FTX estate. So you can see that my personal value of my claim is $59,000 and change, and they distributed $16,000, which is about a 27% distribution. For what I've seen, the BlockFi bankruptcy is among the fastest and least expensive for large crypto bankruptcies, which is a testament to the quality of the work from the BlockFi team and other professionals involved. With the state distributions in flight and knowing the FTX estate recoveries are trending in a positive direction, which combined with the settlement in BlockFi's favor announced last week, should have a positive impact on BlockFi estate recoveries. I felt that I finally had an appropriate amount of closure to move on to new professional endeavors. I guess he was saying he's going to announce tomorrow about his next job or what he's doing. And this you can see, he's it's sort of the idea of the captain sinking with the ship. I kept substantially all of my crypto at BlockFi and gave up my recovery rights to increase the recovery pool for clients. I also agreed to provide unpaid ongoing cooperation to the BlockFi estate for anything they may need my help with. Thanks for reading. If you made it this far, I will try and answer questions here if folks have them, and it's a subject I'm able to speak to. This thread and replies are my own and not official BlockFi estate communication. So I wanted to touch on earlier where I think you might see some people being, I don't use the word greedy because they're certainly in a way entitled to it. But again, I had written this down to zero. So to me, this is like manna from heaven. I'm probably going to get, if there's a full recovery, 60 to 80,000 in that range, based on the value of the cryptocurrency being around 70,000, or excuse me, Bitcoin being at 70,000. And again, I could cry and lament and say, oh, if I got my full crypto, I could go and buy a new Ferrari tomorrow with the restored crypto. And I think someone mentions that distributions here. I just want to go through. I'm just trying to find the one here. Yeah, so this guy says, and this is what I want to find. Thanks, Zach. To clarify, a full recovery does not mean you cover the full asset. Meaning, If I had one BTC in the platform, I don't receive one BTC. It's the 16,000 based on the closing price at that date. So effectively 0.23 BTC based on today's price. Correct? Question mark. Exactly. So it's a 25% recovery. But again, no one knows the future. So it made sense for the people who were doing the bankruptcy to dollarize everything. Because Bitcoin could have gone to zero essentially. So we're in a crypto bull market now, but and he says correct. Yeah. So just talk people asking about collateral. He's saying here interest accounts. And there's people thanking him. And this is it right here. Our understanding was that whether we wanted to or not, based on how the bankruptcy laws work, the claims would be dollarized. Like many other areas, I think it would be helpful if there were legislation to update legal structures and make them more crypto friendly, which means they would be paying people, again, 1 for 1, not 0.25 for 1, essentially. So anyways, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to come on. And like I said, I'm just even shocked that I'm making this video. I'm shocked that, I got $23,000 put into my BlockFi account yesterday. And I'll keep you posted in some of the further distributions should they happen. And also on the transfer, because I have to make sure that happens to an external wallet. So just want to follow through on that process. But any questions, comments, concerns, your take on it, feel free to reach out in the comment section and we'll go from there. Take care. Ciao.